Get on. There. All right. Here. Back up. Back up. You gotta be patient. There.
Yeah, nobody's patient here.
You're hungry girls, huh?
Yeah, it's getting pretty low. I'm going to tip it.
It's dry. I have to go make some more. Ooh, somebody's stinky.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dave here from Rolling Hills Farm. And today is one of those jobs that well, smells bad, but it's got to be done, and it's good for the farm. And what I'm talking about is cleaning up the winter feeding areas, all this packed hay and manure, and piling it up so that it becomes fertilizer. Now you can see Dawn started here a few days ago, and she has a pretty good pile up already, and it's settling pretty nicely. But it's got a lot more settling to do, and our ultimate goal is for this to become compost to spread on the hayfield, which is what we have right here. Now you see this big long pile. It's been sitting for about a year, and it'll be spread on the hayfields, and there's quite a few loads here. It'll be spread as soon as we get first crop hay off. So this is one of those jobs you do right before haying season begins. Left and right tilts the bucket, forward and back raises and lowers the bucket. This handle right here moves you. Forward you go forward, back you go back, and then if you spin it around, and you just spin around right in your spot by moving this handle. And I've got a foot accelerator down there to rev it up, or the hand throttle over here. This particular unit has air conditioning. You can see I'm operating with the air conditioning on full blast because even though it's relatively cool out today, this is a smelly job and there's a lot of stuff blowing around. And so I'm working with the door closed, and if you did not have this air conditioning going with this cab door closed, it would get awfully stuffy in a hurry. Aside from our own cow manure and winter bed pack, we also have several nearby horse farms that accumulate manure. And so I'm in the process this morning of piling up the winter's manure, which has been all carried out here with wheelbarrow. And we'll get this piled up so it can compost in this area, although this is so rich in sawdust that there's really not a lot of composting required. but every year we come to this place and one other and collect up the horse manure to give us just a little extra fertilizer. In a normal year, we would have spread these horse manure piles already as soon as the grass started to green up before the hay got too tall. But this year, it just stayed frozen longer than usual. And, well, we found problems with the manure spreader, a bent axle. Well, that's bad news. That entire member looks rotted away. Looks bent. You can see the member runs all the way along there. And it actually seems structurally strong everywhere but right here, of course, where it counts. And now you can see from this angle a little bit better how that bottom plate is bent up. And so that the axle comes up at an angle and it's crooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hammer that down and see if it comes back into line. So I think that's probably squared up pretty well. Now I'm going to need to weld in support all the way around here to keep it in place. This member is still sturdy. There, it's not pretty welding, but it's pretty solid, boxed in against the existing frame here so that this piece right here doesn't tip in any longer. Now I'm going to fill in between the side pieces I welded and the top piece I welded, and it should be ready to put back together after it cools down. Well, there, that is a great improvement. You line it up along this member. It's pretty straight up and down. Well, despite the lack of rain, the oats are starting to come up finally. We're seeing some good production, significantly behind what it normally would be this time of year. But at least it's growing. Forecast for rain in the coming days. Let's hope we get it. We sure need it. That's a reconditioned hayfield down there. 7 acres, and it's actually looking pretty good.